Hey beautiful mamas, it's Jamie back with Simply Living It. I'm so happy to have you here in today's video. If you are new here, I want to welcome you to my channel. I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom of 3 boys. I am going to be homeschooling a 7th grader, a 5th grader, and a 2nd grader for the 2020-2021 homeschool year. In today's video, I am sharing with you our homeschool curriculum picks for 2nd grade. So everything in today's video is going to be strictly 2nd grade standalone or independent subjects, if you will. I'm going to be bringing you a video in the future that will be our 5th grade independent subjects and also our 7th grade independent subjects. I do want to mention before I get too far into today's video, we have family subjects and independent subjects. So if you've been around my channel for a while, you will know that we use and we love the Gather Round Homeschool curriculum unit studies. Those are not going anywhere. In today's video, you will not see any of the unit studies that we plan on using for the upcoming homeschool year. I am going to do a completely separate video for everything Gather Round as far as read alouds, our plans, the unit studies I'm going to do. That's going to be a separate video as well. We'll not be seeing in this video anything that we do as a family. So Bible, history, science, our Gather Round unit studies, those items will be coming in a separate video in the future. I just wanted to make note of that before we get too far into the video. If you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Where is Gather Round? Where is all this other stuff? It is coming. It is a separate video that is going to be devoted specifically to Gather Round and another one that will be devoted specifically to our family subjects. Also, if you're wondering what we've used in the past, I will link some videos in the description box down below. We have been a homeschooling family for 7 years. I started sharing my homeschool journey with you all last year. So there are curriculum videos for 1st grade, 4th grade, and 6th grade. I did those last year, so I'll link them down below in case you're interested in what we've used in the past and just more of our homeschool journey. So let's get into today's video for 2nd grade. The first curriculum pick I want to share with you for 2nd grade is math. We use Abeka Math typically in our home until 3rd grade, and then we switch to teaching textbooks. My upcoming 2nd grader could honestly probably go straight into teaching textbooks level 3. I have level 3. I could probably do that and he would be just fine, but I don't want to. I'm not ready for that just yet. I have 2 that use the computer already, and I'm not ready for that for my upcoming 2nd grader. So we typically use Abeka, but this mama, just being honest, just being real, that's what I do. I have vowed to always keep it real and open here on my channel. This is a journey. This is our journey. This is our family's journey here at Simply Living It. It might look different than yours. It is life, and this is real. This is how I am. This is how my brain works. I have no explanation for it. There was nothing wrong with Abeka. My son actually worked so well with the Abeka worksheets. He was able to pull out worksheets and just do them on his own. I didn't even have to help him most of the time. Honestly, when we got to quarters, he had a hard time adding up, 25 cents, 50 cents. He kind of struggled with that a little bit, but for the most part, he does his math completely on his own. So this might be a huge homeschool mom fail. I have no idea. I will share every bit of the journey with you guys. I promise. But for some reason, I wanted to switch his math. What did I switch it to? The Good and the Beautiful Math 2. This is my very, very first time ever purchasing from the Good and the Beautiful. I have never purchased from them before. I don't have any friends who use the Good and the Beautiful. It's not something that's really heard of here in the area where we live, which I find really interesting. But I've never gotten my hands on it before to look through and flip through it myself. I am, if you watched my unboxing video, you guys, I have to have it in my possession. I want to look at it. I want to flip through it. I want to see it. I want to smell it. I'm just being real. I am weird like that. I love the smell of new books, but I really, seriously, truly want to look at it for myself. Flip throughs are not enough for me. I want to see it myself. I want to get my hands on it. So I purchased the Good and the Beautiful Math 2. I loved what I saw of it online. I think he's really going to like it. I flipped through it with him and showed him some of the lessons. I think it's going to be a good thing. The only catch, you guys, Abeka, the way we do math in our home with Abeka has not been hands-on. We do not use manipulatives, flashcards, none of it with Abeka Math. So This math too from the Good and Beautiful has a box kit. It has manipulatives. There's a calendar, a lot of cut and paste and glue, and in Abeka there's not. So I'm excited to see how this will or will not fit in our homeschool. I don't know. I'm taking a chance on it. I'm willing to take a chance because I'm excited about it. It's something different. I've been doing Abeka math with my kids all the way through until 3rd grade. So this mama's like, let's see something different. Let's see what else is out there. So that is why I have introduced the Good and the Beautiful into our homeschool. With the math kit from the Good and the Beautiful, it comes with this weekly planner, which is a calendar. I think my son's going to love this. He's totally into calendars and all kinds of stuff like that. So I think this will be a fun thing for him. I'm not really sure how it's utilized just yet. I haven't looked that in depth to the calendar part of things. The curriculum, on its other hand, or the math, the actual book, I have gone through and flipped through every single page of this book, but I have not yet with the calendar. So next thing I want to share with you is the musical multiplication. If you saw my video in the past, I have used Times Tales in our homeschool before. I bought this just because I wanted it. No other reason. Even after 7 years, it's still growing and changing and evolving. It's always changing. Every year is a journey. Every year brings something different. I am not tied down to any specific thing. I do not want to be tied down. I don't want to be bound like that. I want to live our homeschool journey in freedom. And I absolutely 100% feel and believe that. So that's why I'm sharing these things with you guys. So the next thing that I want to share with you that I have chosen for my upcoming 2nd grader for the new homeschool year is Explode the Code. We have Explode the Code 2 and 3. We have used Explode the Code in the past. We love Explode the Code. For whatever reason, I didn't purchase any of them last year in the beginning of the year. But in January, for some reason, it jogged my memory. I don't know if I was looking at stuff online, researching curriculum. I have no idea. That's probably what I was doing. But Explode the Code popped up on Christian Bookstore, and I'm like, oh yeah, my boys love that. This is not something that we do during our normal homeschool day. These are fun books for my boys to do when they so desire. They love doing Explode the Code. They would grab these and use them like most kids would grab a color book and color. My boys love to do these in their spare time, just randomly. They will do multiple pages at a time, and I will just go through and quiz them on some of the things. I don't have the teacher's guides for these. I've never taught a lesson out of these. It's something they go through and read. They're practicing their handwriting, some phonics. They're even doing spelling. So those are just a fun addition to our homeschool curriculum for the upcoming school year. But it's in their spare time. That's not something in our school time that we're actually. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is language. This is where all my chaos and my craziness comes out. And I hope you guys understand. I am crazy. Okay. I purchased Master Books Language Lessons for Living Education. This is what we used last year. So when my son was a 1st grader, he did Language Lessons for Living Education Level 2. So he did that this last year. We're just finishing up with that now. So I went ahead and purchased Level 3 from Master Books for my upcoming 2nd grader because that's kind of where he's at. Purchased Level 3, flipped through it, looked through it. I love it. I love it. But for some reason, I had a desire inside of me to also, bam, the Good and the Beautiful Language, Arts, and Literature Level 1. So this is where it gets confusing. I've got 2 different things going on here. I've got Master Books and I have got the Good and the Beautiful. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I have no idea, you guys. This is real. This is my life. I really, really love the look and the feel of the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts. I, once again, have never, this is my 1st year ever purchasing from them. I've never really toyed with the idea of the Good and the Beautiful. I've just heard a lot of good things about them. I've heard a lot of things from other YouTube moms here. My only hindrance with this is, it's not my only hindrance. I've got a couple, but the time that it's going to take to complete lessons, because Language Lessons for Living Education is so gentle. It is so simple. My boys can grab this and do pages on their own. I don't have to guide them and lead them. They can do this on their own independently, which I love. The only problem with that is I feel like some of the concepts, they need me. Even though they can do it independently, They need me to teach them. But my son is so hesitant to have me help him. He wants to do it independently, where I feel like some of the teaching and the rules for your phonetics, stuff like that, it needs to be gone over a little more in depth with him. That's where I feel like this is going to come in handy. This is something we do together. I have time to do stuff together. I feel like now that I have two boys, I have a 5th grader and a 7th grader that do their teaching textbooks independently. That opens up a door for me to help my youngest, Brantley, for a little while. I think this is going to be a good thing. Again, same thing with the math. If you want to hop on this crazy train with me and see how this all pans out, hit that subscribe button because it's going to be interesting. I don't know. If you ask me still, my gut is saying start with this and see how it goes. This is something he can do if he wants independent work. But that, in my mind, I know that's crazy. I know that's chaos. It's too much. It's not necessary. It's totally not necessary because we use the Gather Round Homeschool unit studies as our spine, and we pull everything out from that. Everything flows from that. So in that, he's already getting language and grammar and spelling, and he's getting so much in those unit studies already that I know this is chaos. I know both of these, this is not going to work, but I don't know which one for sure I want to use yet. I love master books and the rich, wholesome completeness, if that's even a word. Bible is everywhere in here, on every single page, every page. I love that. But it's in the Gather Round unit studies too, and bear a little bit from what I've flipped through in The Good and the Beautiful. There's not a whole lot in here, which I'm okay with, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what it's going to look like. Again, just being completely real, because this is our journey. This is my life. This is how I function, how I process things. I will always be open and real and honest with you guys because that is important. It's important to me. There is no time in this world for picture perfect. I've got it all together. Everything's great and grand and wonderful, and there's no time for that. So I promise and vow to always be true and real and open to you guys, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, let's wait. Let's try it out and see, and then I'll bring to you guys what I have. I'm not going to do that. I have The Good and the Beautiful, Language Arts, Level 1, because I feel like Master Books Level 2, that my 2nd grader, I feel like Master Books Level 2 was gentle. I feel like The Good and the Beautiful Level 1 is going to be a good place for my 2nd grader to start. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. Best case scenario, it works great. He breezes through it. We move him to Level 2 from The Good and the Beautiful in the middle of the school year. I don't know. So we will see how it goes. But if you want to know something my son is super excited about, I am excited about, is the reader that comes with The Good and the Beautiful. This book reminds me so much of the readers from All About Reading. We have used All About Reading in the past. We loved it. We've used All About Spelling. We do not anymore. Once my kids became really good readers, I just kind of ditched it. We sold it, and I let that side of things go, and we moved into other things. But this reader is so thick and juicy and amazing, and it reminds me so much of those readers that are in All About Reading. So I'm excited to do these. My son was so happy when he opened up this book, and this is the second story, A Hunt with Dad. This is our life, you guys. We are a hunting, camping, fishing, outdoor, all the time family. So that just made my heart happy to see that. But the stories look beautiful. I have not flipped through this reader every page yet, but I have the language and I have the math. And so far, I really like what I see. I don't know how it's going to fit in our homeschool. I'm just being honest. I don't know what's going to jive or flow best. Just another little thing to mention, we do go to co-op in our home. We have been a part of a co-op. I think it's probably been maybe 4 years. It might even be longer than that. I don't know for sure, but we have been part of a co-op. And so co-op brings an extra workload into our homeschool as well. So the items that I pick and choose to use in our home are also based off of whatever we might be using at co-op or whatever we might be doing at co-op. So I don't know what the future holds. When it comes to co-op, I really enjoy it, but it does add an extra element of struggle, if you will, into the studies that we're already doing at home. So I don't know what that's going to look like in the future. I don't know if that's something that we will always be a part of. But for this coming semester, we will be going back. So there are things that they will be doing at co-op that I don't want to duplicate here at home. So when it comes to homeschool curriculum for my second grader for the 2021 homeschool year, that is it, guys. Those are his independent studies. We have his math from the Good and the Beautiful. We have his language arts, phonics, spelling, reading, all of that stuff from the Good and the Beautiful, and also language lessons for living education from Master Books. It's kind of all over the place, but that's the beauty in homeschooling. You find what level fits, you find what curriculum fits, you find what works in your home. And I can't tell you off the top of my head whether the Good and the Beautiful will work or not when it comes to language and math, because I know it's hands-on and I don't know what our homeschool will look like at that point in time. So it's either going to be a love or hate type of thing, and I will be sure and share that with you guys and our journey, as always, here on my channel at Simply Living It. I do want you to know that I have ordered the math activity. No, just kidding. I have not ordered. I have tried ordering the math activity box that goes with the Good and the Beautiful Math 2. It is sold out. I'm hearing that they're supposed to be restocking the end of June. So I check every day for that to become available, because I will be purchasing that as well. Again, it's the manipulatives and all that, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I just don't know. Have I said that enough? I just want to get the point across to you guys that this is a year of just, let's try it and see what happens. Let's try it, see where it goes. So that is what we are doing. I want to encourage you, if you are new here, to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to be part of our tribe here at Simply Living It. I would love for you also to connect with us over on Instagram. If you are on Instagram, we are at Simply Living It. I like to share some of our life behind the scenes, if you will, over on Instagram. So be sure and follow us along there if that's something that you are interested in. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I thank each and every one of you for being here. I want you to know that my 5th grade homeschool curriculum picks video should be the next one that you see here on my channel. So be sure you hit subscribe, turn the bell on so that you do not miss that video when it is uploaded, because we've got some other things coming as well for 5th grade. Also, Amazon book hauls for all of our unit studies from Gather Round. You guys, I'm in love with everything Gather Round. I want it all. I want to do it all. I want to read it all. I want to buy it all. And it is just not possible. So I need to contain myself. But thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, mamas. I will see you next time.